Very good morning to all of you, my dear friends. This is Shafiq Ahmed, and you're all welcome to your favorite YouTube channel. Let's learn together. A very good morning to all of you, my dear students. Now, today I have come up with a new chapter in grade 7 that is in geography part, and that the name of the chapter we will know later on. First of all, see this particular image, this image, this photograph. This is one of the image of a mine, that is below the ground, underground, that the people used to dig and take out a lot of minerals and materials from the ground. So you can see that is quite deep. And let me show you one another image, my dear students. That is the image of, you can see over here. Wait. So here in this next photograph, you can see a closer view of that particular mine where people used to dig. And let me show you, my dear students, very carefully. If you will see very carefully, then you can see over here that there are vehicles, there are trucks are going inside. You can see the vehicles are going inside. आप देख रहे हैं छोटे छोटे नजर आ रहे हैं, small. These are the places, these are the, you can say that are the highways created in the mines, है ना, where you can see the trucks are going. You can see over here in these places, even here you can see that a lot of trucks are going. They go deep inside by going round and round like this, by going round and round like this, and they get inside the mines. You can see the path is there. You can see these are the path of for going for the trucks, those heavy trucks. They used to go like this, round and round. They used to go inside the mines, and from there you can see, from here, this portion, they used to bring a lot of metals, minerals that they used to find deep inside the earth, and then they bring it back to the earth, and they used to sell it to other people or the other industries, so that new products can be manufactured. You can see over in this mine. Let us show you more photographs over here, over there, my dear students. Let me show you one more. Now this is the inside picture, inside image of the mine. They used to use a lot of machines, devices, to create holes, to create different type of holes and dig more deeper, so that they can go inside and bring everything from under the ground. A lot of things, you can see these machines are being used in the mines. Let me show you one more photograph. You can see over here, these are the mines, and these are the, you can say, underground passage in the mines. Even you can see the wirings are there, the lightings are there, and you can see two people are also walking inside the mine, so that they can work inside also. And they are wearing safety jackets, safety helmets, safety boots. They are all wearing, so that they can be safe enough. But they cannot be safe more enough if this particular mine will uh, damage, and if it will fall down on them, then they will surely die off. So there is a real dangerous, that is quite dangerous in working in the mines, my dear students. It can anytime damage, and during rainy season it all filled up with water, so it is quite difficult to work inside the mines, my dear students. Let me show you, there are few wiring system are there, and you can see even the bulbs and the tube lights are also there for lighting. Let me show you another image. You can see that even this particular, you can say, jeep is there, I think, or truck is there, that used to come inside the mine, and they used to carry a lot of things from inside the earth, that is from inside. You can see two people are talking, and they're using some machine also there for digging or for detecting, for detecting where are the metals such as gold, silver, many type of minerals they also find, and metals they also find behind, beneath the earth. You can see over here, you can see it over here. Mm. And this is the picture from outside the mine, and you can see the different passages are there, one over here, and the other is over here, from where the workers the laborers used to go inside the mines. You can see, so these are the holes that have been created by the human beings. They used to get inside, and they used to work there. And let me show you one more. You can see a man is standing there, is wearing a helmet, and helmet is also containing a torch also. And you can see a machine over there, and a big machine is there. that they are there, that is being used to dig the earth and find out the things available. You can see another image, and that is quite good one. You can see the vehicle very clearly over here. You can see the vehicle over here, and you can see the vehicle is going inside, or someone is also coming and it is going outside also. And the vehicle used to go inside the mine and bring all the things over. You can see the place and the passage that have been created for getting inside also. And you can see in the next image, they used to create tracks also for railways, you know, so that the train can also get inside. So that you can see the tramways or the different type of communication system or transportation system are available inside the mines also. So you can see they have created the passage for the tracks also. You can see the development of tracks, and these tracks can be the trains can come in from and come out and go out from this particular mine also, so that it is easily reachable. You can see. Let me show you one more image. Now that is from the helicopter, or you can see chopper, that image has been taken from high above, and it is showing the image of a mine from high above the place, so that you can see it properly how deep is that. And we can dig inside the earth like this. We can get inside, and we can find a lot of things from the inside of the earth. You can see, my dear students. So these are the images. Let me show you that I have shown you a lot of images. Okay, so my dear students, can you guess the name of the chapter? And your guess is quite very good one. Let me tell you one more fact, then we will come to the name of the chapter also. Can you look at the deepest mine in the world? Huh? We have seen a lot of images of the mine. Then which one is the most deepest? Huh? The deepest one, the deepest mine in the world is what? Anglo Gold Ashanti's Mompening, Poning. Anglo Gold Ashanti's Poning is one of the largest, or you can see the deepest mine in the world, which is located in South Africa. ये माइन कहाँ पर है? साउथ अफ्रीका में, और ये सबसे ज्यादा डीपेस्ट माइन है. क्या नाम है माइन का? एंग्लो गोल्ड अशांति's Poning. It is about 4 kilometers deep. You can just imagine 4 kilometers down, deep inside the earth. It is so much deep. And in search for oil, engineers have dug a hole about 6 kilometers deep. You can see the engineers, for searching the oil, for searching the fuel or petrol, diesel, they have dug the earth about 6 kilometers deep. Sometime your house might be, your residence where you are living might be 1 or 2 kilometers away from your school, or 1 or 2 kilometers away from the marketplace. But you can see over here, this deepest mine in the world is 4 kilometers deep inside the earth. And it is where it is this is in South Africa. And the name of the mine was Anglo Gold Ashanti's Poning. Okay, remember where it is it? Where is this particular deepest mine in the world? What is its name and how much deep is it? Remember this. And here comes the name of the chapter, that is inside our earth. That is the thing we are going to learn in this chapter. Inside our earth, what are the things available inside our earth? And you are right, my students, many of you guessed it correctly also, that the name of the chapter should be Inside Our Earth. And of course, presented by me, Shafiq Ahmed over here. That is the second chapter we are going to learn from geography side. Now, do you know this one? This fact, again, one more fact is that how can we reach to the center of the earth? If someone would be guessing that how much deep we will go through to reach to the center of the earth. So what is the thing? How can we reach to the center of the earth, my students? So if you want to reach to the center of the earth, then you will have to dig 6,000 kilometers deep on the ocean floor, means below the ocean, beneath the ocean. From the ocean floor, you will have to dig 6,000 kilometers deep. Then you will reach to the center of the earth. You will not reach to the last of the earth. You will just reach 6,000. You will just reach to the center of the earth if you will dig 6,000 kilometers deep inside the earth. and that will start from the ocean floor. यानी जहां पर ओशियन का फ्लोर होता है, खत्म होता है, वहां से आपको शुरू करना होगा। 6000 किलोमीटर नीचे जाना होगा, गड्ढा खोदना होगा, तब आप जाके पहुंच सकते हैं। कहां पहुंच सकते हैं? यू विल रीच टू द सेंटर ऑफ द अर्थ. So it is quite difficult, my dear students. We have seen that only 4 kilometer is the deepest mine. There is a mine that is the deepest in the whole earth, is that it is 4 kilometer deep, only 4 kilometer. Now you will have to go 6,000 kilometer deep inside, then you will reach to the center of the earth. So you can compare just 4 kilometer and just you will have to go 6,000 kilometer. It's quite difficult, my dear students, to reach to the ocean floor, to reach to the center of the earth. If you want to reach, then you will have to dig 6,000 kilometer deep, which is not possible. Now we will see why it is not possible. You might be you're having question in your mind that why is it not possible to go 6,000 kilometer deep on the ocean floor. Let me tell you for a few more facts, that is about the interior of the earth. From space, the surface of the earth, अगर आप आसमान से देखेंगे ना, from the moon आप देखेंगे अर्थ को, then from the space the surface of the earth looks blue and cool, because we know that 75%, more than 75% of the earth is covered with water. So the earth looks like blue, and it looks like very cool also. Very cool picture you can see, and it looks very cool. But inside the earth, it is so hot that rocks, it is so hot and that rocks get melt. इतना गर्म होता है अर्थ के नीचे कि वहां के rocks जो होते हैं वो पिघल जाते हैं. The rocks inside the earth get melt and you will find liquid. The temperature in the interior center is over 5,000 degrees centigrade. My dear students, you can see that is one of the reason why you cannot go inside the earth. You cannot go to the center of the earth. You might be facing 5,000 degrees centigrade temperature. And here, if the temperature of the earth, if it rises to 50 degrees centigrade, then a lot of people start getting dying. They start dying in just 50 degrees. So how can you survive in 5,000 degrees centigrade? That is the one of the most important reason. That is why it is not possible to go to the center of the earth. The temperature of the inside of the earth is what? 5,000 degrees centigrade. So on account of this extremely high temperature, it is not possible for us to study the earth interior directly. You can study. If you can't go there, then how would you study directly about what are the things available in the interior of the earth? So it is not possible to study about the interior of the earth directly by going there, but we can study at least with the help of the technology, and that technology is what is based on seismology. अब हम लोग सिस्मोलॉजी के जरिए से हम लोग इंटीरियर ऑफ द अर्थ के बारे में पढ़ सकते हैं. वी कैन स्टडी विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर टेक्नोलॉजी. लेट अस सी ये क्या है सिस्मोलॉजी, होता क्या है. सिस्मोलॉजी इज द स्टडी of the behavior of seismic or the earthquake waves measured by the seismograph. Seismograph क्या है? It is a device which measures the waves of the earthquake. Whenever there is an earthquake, then we used to feel this one. We used to measure the waves, or by the help of the waves, we can study about the interior of the earth. So this technology or the study of the behavior of the earthquake waves is known as seismology. And seismology is the study, you can say also. And with the help of seismograph, we used to measure the waves. And later on in the chapter, I will show you one video also about the working of the seismograph, how it works. जितना ज्यादा waves होता है उतना ज्यादा वो रिकॉर्ड कर लेता है. ये seismograph टेक्नोलॉजी है ना, ये seismograph जो डिवाइस है वो क्या कर लेता है, रिकॉर्ड करता है वेव्स को. And with the help of the waves, we can study about the interior of the earth. So the earth interior is not same also throughout every place. Earth का interior जो है वो सब जगह एक जैसा नहीं है ना. It is not same throughout. यानी 5,000 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड जो है वो सब जगह नहीं है. कहीं पर more भी हो सकता है, कहीं पर less भी हो सकता है. It can be more or it can be less also. And the density of the materials forming the earth increases gradually from the surface to the interior. जैसे follow from the surface we will go to the interior, then the density of the material will also increase. As long as we will go deep inside the earth, the density of the material will also increase. Means the mass, you can say, it will increase and increase and increase. As well as the physical and the chemical properties of these materials also vary. Means physically they might be different, they might be different in color, and chemically means the materials from which those materials are made, they might be also different. So we will find a lot of materials having different type of chemical and physical properties. Means shape और size में अलग होंगे materials जो मिलेंगे minerals है ना अर्थ के नीचे से, तो वो उसके shape and size might be different, and their chemical means properties, their जिस चीज से वो बना होगा, their chemical properties also might be different. So that is why it is said that the earth interior is not same all throughout. Now let us move ahead. Few more facts. The earth, our homeland, is dynamic. Why it is dynamic? Dynamic means it keeps changing. It is not always same everywhere. It is constantly undergoing changes inside as well as outside, है ना. अंदर में भी बहुत सारे चेंज होते रहते हैं और बाहर में भी चेंज होते रहते हैं. टेम्परेचर है ना, outside, inside are changing, always changing. That is why we are saying that our earth is dynamic. Our earth is not constant, है ना. Our earth is not static. Our earth is what? Dynamic. Just like an onion, the earth is made up of several concentric shapes. Now, what is the word concentric? Concentric means a shape and a different shape. There may be different shapes, and they will, all the shapes will have the same center, like in an onion. है ना, एक प्याज आपने देखा होगा, the center of the onion is same, but you will find a lot of cover है ना over the onion. Onion कैसे बना रहता है हमारा? Onion जो है वो एक कवर के ऊपर, एक लेयर के ऊपर में दूसरे लेयर्स रहते हैं. तो अनियन जो है हमारे जो है वो लेयर्स के ऊपर में लेयर्स रहते हैं. So like that, our earth is also made up of different layers, and all the layers are having the same center. So we can say that the earth is made up of several concentric centers, several concentric layers with one inside another, है ना. एक लेयर के ऊपर में दूसरा लेयर है. हमारे अर्थ भी ऐसे ही बना है, जैसे कि आप देखेंगे एक अनियन जैसे बना है, like an onion. You can see over here. This is the photograph. This is the image of our earth, and you can see the outermost, है ना, जो सबसे बाहर, जो सबसे ऊपर जो लेयर है, उस लेयर को हम लोग क्या कहते हैं? The outermost layer is known as the crust, and that contains lithosphere. Lithosphere, where we are all living, है ना. That is the biosphere we are living, where all the things are containing, and the hydrosphere is there, even lithosphere and atmosphere is there. So that is biosphere, we are living over there, and the crust is containing the lithosphere, that is the outermost. और ठीक लिथोस्फीयर के नीचे अगर आप लोग जाएंगे, है ना, then what you will find? You will find mantle. You can see over there, the yellow portion. You will find mantle. और ठीक crust के नीचे जो mantle है, and below the mantle you will find that inner core. You can see inner core, and inner core is divided into two, है ना, outer core and inner core. तो inner core जो है वो divide है outer core में और core में. You can see over here in the image, कोर जो है वो आउटर कोर है, और एक जो है आउटर कोर आपको नजर आएगा. दिस वाज द रेड वन, दिस वन द रेड वन, दैट इज द इनर कोर, एंड दैट इज द आउटर कोर ओवर हियर. So you can see the earth over there, you can see over here that it is divided into layers. All the layers are having this particular center, that is the inner core, that is the center. Core is the center, and on the outer coast, on the outer part of the earth, that is the crust. Crust के नीचे क्या मिलेगा आपको? You will find the mantle below the crust. That is the thing over here. Now we will go through one about the crust, but before that, let me show you one video also. Do we have enough time? Let us see. So here are students. I want to share one video with you all, so that you can have a better understanding with the help of video also. Let me share that video.
In this module, you will learn about the internal structure of the Earth. To understand the structure of the Earth, first, let's get a background on how the Earth was formed. It happened 4.5 billion years ago. The Earth then was nothing like what it is today. the Earth started off as a round ball of homogeneous, molten material revolving around the Sun. As the liquid slowly cooled down, the denser materials that formed the Earth solidified and sank to the center of the Earth, where they formed a metallic core. At the same time, the lighter, less dense elements were pushed out toward the surface, where they formed the Earth's crust. This led to the formation of the Earth with several different layers of material, very much like an onion. These layers are arranged one on top of the other. The outermost layer is the solid crust. Next is the highly viscous layer called the mantle. Below the mantle is the liquid outer core of the Earth. A solid inner core forms the Earth's innermost layer. The topmost layer, the crust, is the thinnest layer. This layer can be classified into oceanic crust and continental crust. The oceanic crust, that is, the crust beneath the oceans, is only about 5 kilometers thick. On the other hand, the continental crust can be as thick as 35 kilometers. However, considering the Earth's size, the crust is quite thin. Suppose the Earth was scaled down to the size of a football. Can you guess how thick the crust would be? It would be about 0.5 millimeter thick. The Earth's crust is at its thinnest in places such as the Rift Valley in East Africa and thickest under mountain ranges. The continental crust is composed of two minerals, silica and alumina. The combination of these two elements gives it the name Siam. The oceanic crust, on the other hand, is mostly made up of silica and magnesium and is called Sima. Did you know, when the Earth's crust gets ruptured, the hot, molten magma, ash and gases come out from the core to the surface of the Earth. This results in the formation of a volcano. The magma that is released on the surface of the Earth is called lava. The Hawaiian Islands are said to have formed due to undersea volcanic activities. The crust, however, makes up only 0.5 to 1% of the Earth's volume. So what about the other components that make up the Earth? Well, 83% of the Earth is made up of the mantle, and the remaining 16% consists of the inner and the outer cores. The mantle lies just below the Earth's crust and is 2,900 kilometers deep. That makes it the thickest among all the layers that comprise the Earth. It is made up of viscous material. The temperature and the pressure within the mantle are high, as it is located below the crust. That makes the material of the mantle very viscous, which means, although it is in liquid form, it does not flow freely. This material inside the mantle is more viscous than tar and is known as magma. It is semi-solid and can flow. Magma is contained within the magma chamber. Finally, As you go deeper inside the earth, you come to the core. The core consists of an outer core and an inner core. The outer core lies just below the mantle and is mainly made up of nickel and iron. This combination gives it the name knife. The materials within the outer core are in a liquid state. Considering how high the temperatures in the outer core are, can you guess what the conditions in the inner core would be like? It would be even hotter. The temperatures in the inner core range from 5,000 to 6,000 degrees Celsius. You may be wondering why the inner core is solid despite such high temperatures. The pressure in the inner core is so high that the material gets solidified. Did you know? The core as a structural element of the earth was discovered in 1906 by R.D. Oldham. During his study of earthquake records, it was the first such internal structural element of the earth to be identified. In this module, you learn that the earth is made up of several different layers of material. The outermost layer is the crust. The crust is classified into oceanic crust that consists of Sima, continental crust that consists of Sial. The next layer is highly viscous and is called the mantle. The mantle is the thickest layer and forms 83% of the Earth's volume. The outer core is made of nickel and iron and is called knife. The material in this layer is in a liquid state. The inner core is solid and has very high temperature and pressure.
So that is all, my dear students, that we have learned in the video, and we will learn a lot of things about this video and the next topics in our next class. That is all. Thank you for this class. Tomorrow again we will learn ahead. Hope that you have liked the video, and we will meet again in our next video release of the tutorial. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the information of the next release of the tutorial. Please share it with your friends and others also. Thank you for the time being. Take care. Stay at home. Bye-bye. Take care. Very good morning to all of you, my dear friends. This is Shafiq Ahmed, and you're all welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, Let's Learn Together. So you're all welcome back to the class. And as we have started the chapter Inside Our Earth, or you can find it by other name in other book, Interior of the Earth, Inside of the Earth, whatever the matter, the topics are same. So we have seen a very wonderful video yesterday in our class, in our previous class. And now let us start with the layers of the earth, with the different layers of the earth in our this class. So you're all welcome once again. So let us start layers of the earth. Now let me start with this particular photograph. This is image, and this will tell you the whole story. Now you can see over here the inner core. You can see over the white, the yellow portion, and that is the inner core, and above there you can see that is the outer core. That is also a very viscous layer. That is also means that is the layer that is a mixture of what liquid also and the solid also. And this is above that inner core and the outer core, means the core, especially this yellow one, is known as the core. And now the core is divided into two different another cores, inner core and outer core. The inner side, it is having a great temperature, that is 5000 to 6000 degrees centigrade. It is having the temperature. So inner core and outer core are very very hot, and the most hot is what? The inner core. And after that you can see above, if you we are starting from the center, then above this inner core and outer core, what is there? The mantle is there, that the next layer of the earth is there. And that mantle layer is also a liquid, but it is like a gel, semi liquid. Means you can say that it is viscous. You will hear sometime that it is a viscous layer. That mantle is a viscous layer. It means what? That it contains semi liquid particles, or you can say semi liquid jelly type of materials, and which keeps on moving, but they are not moving so freely, है ना? वो इतना अच्छे से move नहीं होता, लेकिन but they can move because they are liquid, and we all know that liquid can move. But liquid are the jellies are also that you used to use it in your hair also sometime, है ना? hair में भी कुछ जेल लगाते हैं आप लोग. So that type of gel is there in the mantle portion of the layer of the earth. And above the mantle is what? The crust, the topmost layer, you can say this is the crust. And this crust layer contains lithosphere, that is the land where we are building, where we are living, where we are constructing our houses, है ना? Our places, our hospitals, our government, our schools, our parks, है ना? These are the things are containing on the crust. That is also, that crust part of the layer of the earth also contains the lithosphere. So these are, you can see over here, on the top is crust, and below the crust is what? Mantle, that is viscous layer. And then comes the outer and the inner core. So the core has been divided into two, the inner and the outer core. You can see it looks like an onion. The onion is also having the center, and from the center you can see there are many layers of onions over each other and over another. So that is the also structure of our earth also. From the inside, you can say, from inside, if you will start from the inner core, then above the inner core is what? Mantle, and above mantle is what? Crust. And if you will start from the topmost layer, that is the crust, then below crust you will say that there is mantle, and there is, after mantle, what is there? Outer, and there comes the inner core. So these are the distribution of the layers of the earth, my dear students. Now let us see what is next. Okay, let us move ahead to our next image. That is quite important, my dear students. Now the crust. Now we are dividing the crust. Crust को हम लोग दो पार्ट में डिवाइड करते हैं. That is the uppermost layer of the earth, है ना? सबसे ऊपर में वाला लेयर ये है crust. और ये crust जो है वो दो पार्ट में डिवाइड है. एक क्या है? कॉन्टिनेंटल क्रस्ट, और एक ओशियनिक क्रस्ट. क्योंकि हम लोग जानते हैं लिथोस्फीयर में ही दोनों चीज है ना, लैंड भी है और वाटर भी है, ओशियंस है, माउंटेन्स भी है और ओशियंस भी है. सो माउंटेन्स जो है उसको हम लोग कहते हैं वो कॉन्टिनेंटल क्रस्ट, वेयर वी आर लिविंग, है ना, वेयर वी आर बिल्डिंग आवर स्ट्रक्चर, आवर बिल्डिंग्स, आवर हॉस्पिटल्स, आवर होम्स. दैट इज द कॉन्टिनेंटल क्रस्ट. दैट आर द कॉन्टिनेंट्स, है ना. दे आर मेजर 7 मेजर कॉन्टिनेंट्स वी ऑल नो इन द अर्थ. तो ये सारे कॉन्टिनेंट्स को हम लोग कहते हैं कॉन्टिनेंटल क्रस्ट. और जो ओशियंस हैं, अरेबियन सी है ना, बे ऑफ बंगाल है, ये सारे ओशियंस जितने हैं, दे आर नोन एज द ओशियनिक क्रस्ट. यानी ये दोनों ही जो डिवीजन है दैट आर ऑन द क्रस्ट. ओशियंस आर आल्सो ऑन द क्रस्ट and the continents are also on the crust. So we can divide the crust into two, continental crust and oceanic crust. Now you can see over here in the last line it is written the crust is classified into oceanic and the continental crust. यानी कि जितने oceans है वो लोग भी crust कहलाते हैं, they are oceanic crust. और जितने continents हैं हमारे earth में, they are known as the continental crust. और we all know that we are living on the continental crust. हम लोग continental crust में रहते हैं. Oceans में कोई घर नहीं बनाता है. There no one is building their home in the oceans. But we are using the oceans. We are using the a lot of materials or the minerals and the fish and the aquatic animals. We are using them for our own purpose. But we do not live there in the oceanic crust. So this is the another division of the crust. Now let us move to our next image that will show you a lot of thing over there. Here it comes. You can see the oceanic crust over here in the red one, and you can see over here this is the continental crust. So the thickness of the continental crust is about 35 kilometer. Continental crust का thickness जो है वो कितना है? 35 kilometer. एंड द ओशियंस, यानी कि ओशियंस के नीचे में जो फ्लोर है ना, द फ्लोर बिलो द ओशियंस दैट इज अबाउट 5 किलोमीटर। यानी आप ऐड करेंगे अगर टोटल थिकनेस ऑफ द क्रस्ट, वो कितना हो जाएगा 35 प्लस 5 यानी कि 40 किलोमीटर। दैट इज द total thickness of the crust. But out of those 40 kilometer, 35 kilometer is the continental crust where we are living, and 5 kilometer is below the ocean floor, that is the oceanic crust. So remember this 35 kilometer and 5 kilometer. Now let us move ahead to our next image. You can see over here the oceanic crust, you know, that is below the ocean, the crust which is below the ocean. They are a majority in they are built of the oceanic crust is composed of two different materials named as silica and magnesium। यानी कि आप देखेंगे जो ओशियन के नीचे जो फ्लोर है, वो जो क्रस्ट है ओशियंस के नीचे, द ओशियनिक क्रस्ट, दे कंपोज ऑफ टू मेजर मिनरल्स, है ना, दो अलग अलग मिनरल्स है जो मेजोरिटी में पाया जाता है। They are silica and magnesium. So we are taking Si from silica and Ma from magnesium. That makes a new word SiMa, that is Sima. So Sima are the materials which are found in the oceanic crust. Remember my dear students, very important for your MCQ examination. MCQ के लिए बहुत important है कि oceanic crust में कौन से minerals पाए जाते हैं। What are the minerals found in the oceanic crust? So the minerals which are found in the oceanic crust are silica and magnesium, and you can remember these minerals by the name of Sima. So you just try to remember oceanic crust equal to Sima, oceanic crust equal to Sima, like this. Now let us move to our next image. Next image is what you can see, the continental crust. The continental crust is made up of two different minerals. One is what silica and the other is what alumina. So you can see the image of silica, that makes a new word that is known as Si for silica and Al for alumina. You can take it as an example. So you can remember that the continental crust is made up of two minerals which are in majority, and they are what silica and alumina, and that gives a new name known as SiAl, that is Sial. So try to remember, my dear students, that the continental crust is composed of what? Sial. And the oceanic crust, the below the previous image, the oceanic crust is made up of Sima, that is silica and alumina. Let us see. Silica is over here also, and silica is also in the continental crust. So silica is the common mineral. You can see over here in the oceanic crust you will find silica, and as well as in the continental crust you will find also silica. So silica is common in both of them, in both the continental as well as oceanic crust. But there is a difference. In the ocean you will find magnesium, and in the lithosphere, that is the continental, you will find what? Alumina. So try to remember the name of the minerals which is making up the continental crust. So here are few details, my student, that is written also, that I showed you with the help of image also. Let us see the uppermost layer, that is the solid layer of the earth, is what? Crust. So the crust is only the solid layer. Below the crust is mantle, which is viscous and which is semi-liquid, and below that you can say that is another thing, that is core. And this uppermost layer, that is crust, is also known as lithosphere also, and it is the thinnest of all the layers. It is the thinnest, यानी सबसे पतला layer यही होता है. You have seen in the image also that the thinness of all the layer, mantle or core को मिलाकर अगर if you will compare mantle and core, then the crust will be the thinnest of all of them, and it comprised of only 0.5% of the total earth volume. Total earth का कितना परसेंट है ये? 0.5% is the percentage where we are living of the total earth's surface, or total earth's volume. The thickness of the earth crust varies widely. अब ये thickness जो है वो vary करता है ना, that it is not same all over the place. It is about 35 kilometer on the continental. I showed you in the image also that continental is about continental masses, or the continental place where we are living, the continental crust is about 35 kilometer. and there is only 5 kilometer in the ocean floor, है ना. ओशियन के नीचे जो फ्लोर है वो 5 किलोमीटर का थिकनेस है, और हमारे कॉन्टिनेंटल क्रस्ट में जो है वो 35 किलोमीटर का थिकनेस है. ट्राई टू रिमेंबर. And the main mineral constituents of the continental mass that we have discussed are silica and alumina, that is called sial. And the oceanic crust is made up of two another mineral, that is silica and magnesium. So silica is common in both the continental as well as the oceanic crust. It is therefore called Saima. So try to remember, oceanic crust equal to Saima, continental crust equal to Sial. Then you will remember the name of the mineral very easily. And now let us see the temperature. The temperature also in this particular crust, especially crust, the temperature over the crust varies, it changes. Somewhere it is 30 degrees centigrade and somewhere it is 1100 degrees centigrade also, and that is in the deepest part. अगर आप डीप जितना डीप जाएंगे, माइंस के अंदर जाएंगे, whenever you will go inside the mine, you will find such temperature, है ना, about 1100 degrees centigrade. Then it is quite impossible to survive in those conditions. So the temperature varies from 30 degree to 1100 degrees centigrade. And the crust is broken up into plates that move. Yeah, that is quite important. ये जो हमारे crust जो हैं वो किसमें बटे हुए हैं? They have been broken. Our crust, that is the lithosphere, has been broken. टूट गया है. और वो टूट के कैसे बन गया है? प्लेट के जैसे. जैसे हमारे पास प्लेट्स होते हैं वैसे वो प्लेट्स के तरह मूव करते हैं. एंड दोस प्लेट्स आर मूविंग. क्यों मूव करते हैं? बिकॉज आवर लिथोस्फीयर इज अबव द मेंटल. मेंटल के ऊपर है हमारा क्रस्ट, और हम लोगों को पता है कि मेंटल क्या है, वो सेमी लिक्विड है. एंड यू नो, अगर आप किसी लिक्विड के ऊपर खड़ा हो जाएंगे, इफ यू विल स्टैंड ऑन पर्टिकुलर, इफ यू विल लाई ऑन ए पर्टिकुलर लिक्विड, देन लिक्विड मूव्स, सो द प्लेट्स विल आल्सो मूव, यू विल आल्सो मूव. So that is the reason why our earth is continuously moving, because below the crust we are having mantle, and which is semi liquid. So the crust is broken into plates and those plates are moving, and these plates are called lithospheric plates also. और ये plates को क्या बोलते हैं? Lithospheric plates. अब ये plates क्या है? The plates are the broken part of the crust. I hope you got this point, my dear students. Okay, let us move away to our next topic, that is the mantle, है ना. mantle के बारे में पढ़ लेते हैं. Mantle is thicker than the crust, है ना. We have seen that 0.5% is only the thickness, है ना, of the total earth volume of the crust. But over here, mantle, as we have seen in the image also, that it is quite thicker than the crust. 84% of the earth volume, it is thicker than the crust, comprising of 84%. आप समझ सकते हैं ना, टोटल ओवरऑल 100% में 84% जो है वो क्या है? मेंटल है. यानी कि दिस सेमी लिक्विड जेल इज 84% of the total volume of the earth. So that is why the plates, the lithospheric plates, as they are on the mantle, they are moving, because 84% of the liquid part is there, beneath, beside, you can say below our crust. It extends up to an average depth of 2900 kilometer below the crust. अब ये हम लोगों ने देखा कि 40 किलोमीटर होता है ओवरऑल. देयर इज 40 किलोमीटर ऑफ द क्रस्ट, 35 किलोमीटर कॉन्टिनेंटल एंड 5 किलोमीटर दैट इज द ओशियनिक क्रस्ट. एंड बिलो दैट 40 किलोमीटर के नीचे, और कितना नीचे जाएंगे, मेंटल कितना होता है? द मेंटल इज अबाउट 2900 किलोमीटर बिलो द क्रस्ट. यानी क्रस्ट 40 किलोमीटर खत्म होने के बाद वो 2900 किलोमीटर तक नीचे जाना पड़ेगा, तब वो मेंटल खत्म हो जाएगा. So the mantle extends up to an average depth of 2900 kilometer below the crust. Remember this, my dear students. And the upper mantle contains pockets of molten material called magma. और mantle के ऊपर वाला position में the upper mantle contains what? Molten material. Molten means पिघला हुआ material, है ना, the material which have been molten down, जो melt हो गया है. तो upper mantle यानी मेंटल का अपर साइड, ऊपर वाला पोजीशन, दैट कंटेन्स ऑफ व्हाट? मोल्टन मटेरियल. एंड दोस मोल्टन मटेरियल आर नोन एज मैग्मा. आपने सुना होगा इसका नाम, बिफोर यू माइट हैव हर्ड दिस नेम ऑफ मैग्मा. सो मैग्मा कम्स आउट ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ, है ना. दैट इज नोन एज वोल्केनिक इरप्शन आल्सो. So we will go through that volcanic eruption part also in our next class. So the upper mantle contains what? molten material. Molten means पिघला हुआ, melted material है ना, वो melt हुआ material होता है upper में. upper किसके ऊपर में? mantle के ऊपर portion में. It is a mobile. Mobile means what? It moves. Mobile means mobile वो गाना, that mobile that is not the mobile that you are using now, right now. The mobile, which means over here it moves है ना, it is movable. That particular magma is movable. And if you will watch the video of our previous class, then you might get most of the knowledge there in that video also. So magma is movable, it is moving. That is why it is written over here that it is a mobile. And it is semi molten layer, that I told you, semi liquid gel like. So it is semi molten, over which the crustal plates can move, है ना? That the plates that we discussed earlier, the plates, the lithospheric plates are over this particular semi molten layer, and it can move. And the inner mantle, mantle का जो निचला वाला जो part है, the mantle, the part which is beneath, है ना, which is at the bottom of the mantle, that is entirely solid. वो क्या है? पूरे तरीके से solid है. यानी आप देखेंगे now mantle can also be divided up to into lower and the upper part. Upper part में क्या है? Molten material. The upper part contains molten material known as magma. Molten material means melt किया हुआ materials which can move. But the inner part of the mantle, लेकिन और नीचे अगर आप जाएंगे mantle के, यानी कि if you will reach to 2900 kilometer, then you will find that it is entirely solid. But if you will move to the upper portion or to 5 to 10 kilometers above in the mantle, means the starting portion of the mantle, if you will start from if you will start after the crust, then you will find what? Semi liquid gel. And below that semi liquid gel, you will find that the portion is entirely solid, उसके नीचे solid materials है. Now let us see. It is a transitional layer mixed of metals and silicates. अब ये mantle किस चीज से बना है ना? What is it made up of? It is made up of metals and silicate. These are the two different type of minerals that is available in the mantle portion. And you can see temperature in this layer ranges from 1000 degree to 3700 degree temperature centigrade. 1000 degree centigrade to 3700 degree centigrade, the temperature in the mantle. And what we have learned in the crust, what type of temperature you will have? You will have 30 degree to 1100 degree temperature. And below the crust, you will find 1000 degree centigrade temperature to 3700 degree temperature in the mantle. That is there. Now let us let me tell you, hope that you have liked the video, and we will meet again in our next video release of the tutorial. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the information of the next release of the tutorial. Please share it with your friends and others also. Thank you for the time being. Take care. Stay at home. Bye bye. Take care. Very good morning to all of you, my dear friends. This is Shafiq Ahmed, and you're all welcome to your favorite YouTube channel. Let's learn together. So, welcome back to my dear students. Welcome back to all of you to the next class. That is, we are going to recap the mantle this time. We have completed this topic in our previous tutorial, in our previous class, but I'm going to just recap so that you can come to the topic, to the next topic also. Now you can see this particular image, interior of the earth. As we have seen over here, you can see that part which I am showing with the cursor, that is the crust. And below the crust is what? The mantle. That is the next layer, na? If we will start from the uppermost layer, then the uppermost layer is the crust one, and the next layer is what? Mantle, which is about 2900 kilometer. And let me tell you, my dear student, that it is the thickest of all the layers. ये सबसे ज़्यादा thick है, that is 2900 kilometer. And we have also seen that around 40 kilometer is there. Only around 40 kilometer is the crust overall. Only 40 kilometer is around, crust is only around 40 kilometer. Now let me, yes. So let us move ahead. The mantle, as you have seen over here in this figure, you can see the mantle is made up of viscous material, means it is made up of liquid type of material, which is quite like jelly, you know, which is semi liquid, that I told you yesterday also. It is made up of material like semi solid materials. So as is it is semi solid, sorry, semi solid, and it is liquid also, liquid is there like jelly. So this particular mantle can move also, and this particular viscous material can move. And I have also discussed that our crust, you know, that is the lithosphere, the lithospheric plates are above this particular mantle, that is viscous material. So as it can move, the viscous material can move, the semi jelly material can move, semi solid material can move, so the lithospheric plates can also move. And that is why we sometimes feel earthquake also when it shakes very sharply, you know, when it shakes very hard, then we feel earthquake also. So our means everyone over here in this particular earth, those who are living on the crest, they are all, we are all standing or living above the mantle which is moving. So that is a great fact, my dear students. Now you can see over here in the mantle, that is 2900 kilometer that I told you, the upper part of the mantle, and you can see the red one over here. The upper part of the mantle is quite viscous, and viscous means that is semi solid material is there. Now the lower part of the mantle, the yellow one that I am showing you with the cursor, that is quite solid, है ना, ये पूरा solid होता है. लेकिन ये जो आप red part देख रहे हैं, that part is quite liquid, in liquid form, semi jelly, jelly का तरह होता है, and that is quite moving. So this particular mantle, है ना, that 2900 kilometer that I told you, is having both high temperature as well as high pressure. Is having both the things, high temperature and high pressure. And due to high temperature, the materials, the things which are available there, they are all turning into liquid, that is one of the reason. That is why that all the materials which are there are just changing into liquid form. But my dear students, due to pressure, due to high pressure, those liquid material are turning into solid also. In this part you have seen, so due to high pressure, the materials are turning into solid, and the pressure is little less over there on the upper part of the mantle, and that is why the materials in that particular upper part of the mantle is quite viscous, that is semi solid. So hope that you have got these points in the mantle. Now let us move to the crust. A few points are there that I discussed with you yesterday, that mantle extends up to 2900 kilometer, and it comprises almost 84% of the total earth volume. You can see only 84% mantle is covering 84%, less the other 16% is covered by the crust and the core. The upper mantle contains, that I showed you in the photograph also, image also, the upper mantle contains molten material, है ना, पिघला हुआ, है ना, the melted material are there, known as magma. And those magma are movable, that is why it is written mobile. And semi molten layer are there, where the crustal plates, that is the lithospheric plates, can move above this particular mantle. While the inner mantle that I showed you, that yellow part, that is entire solid, and that is why they solid, because of the high pressure they are solid. And this particular mantle layer is mixed with metals and the silicate minerals. Metals and minerals are mixed in this particular mantle layer. Temperature in this particular mantle layer is ranging from 1000 degrees Celsius to 3700 degrees Celsius. That is the temperature range of the temperature in this particular mantle. Can you ever think that you will go there in the mantle? No, we can't think, because we cannot survive in this 1000 degrees Celsius temperature. We cannot even survive in 50 degrees centigrade Celsius. People are dying off in our country also, in many places in Rajasthan, because of 50 degree Celsius temperature. So how a human being can survive is 1000 survive in 1000 degrees Celsius? It is quite hard, my dear students. Now let us move to our next part, that is the core, that you can see over here. The core over here, that is the yellow part over here, you can see, and that is known as inner core. Means the core also has been divided into two different parts, that is inner core and outer core. So let us start our topic, the core. So as I have shown you also that the core is divided also into two. And what are those two parts? The inner core and the outer core. And you can see over here the yellow part has been shown here as the inner core, and above that inner core, that is the outer core. Means inner core and outer core, if we will mix together, that becomes the core. Means we are dividing the core into two parts, inner and the outer core. And the temperature in the inner core is more, while the temperature in the outer core is less than the inner core. So temperature varies over here also. Let us move to the next slide. And the inner as well as the outer core are made up of two minerals. And what are the name of those two minerals? That one is nickel and the iron is, and the next one is iron. Nickel and iron are the two minerals from which the core has been made of. So we are taking Ni from nickel, and IRON, iron. Iron is the common name of iron, but the original name, or you can say the name which we use in physics, so that symbol, the name of the iron is what? Ferrous. Ferrous is the name of the iron. That is the chemical name. Chemical name, that is the name that we used to learn in chemistry. So that is Latin name also, you can say. So the ferrous, from ferrous we are taking Fe. So Ni for nickel and Fe for ferrous. Ferrous means iron. So that is the Latin name of the iron is ferrous, but we are using it in our country. We used to say iron, but really the name of the iron is what? Ferrous. So the inner core as well as the outer core has been made up with two different minerals, that is nickel and iron, and that's give us the new name, that is knife. Knife. We are why we are using the knife, the word knife. Why we are just doing like this, so that we can remember the name of the minerals from which the core has been made. So if you will remember knife, then you can easily write in your exam, or can tell your parents also and anyone that the core is made up of two minerals known as nickel and iron. Okay. Now let us see our next image, that is showing you the outer core and the inner core. In the below you can see the inner core is also there. Inner core and outer core, the temperature lies over here 5000 degree to 6000 degrees Celsius. Now it is quite dangerous, my dear students. We can't survive even in 1000 degrees Celsius. Then how can you survive in this 5000 to 6000 degrees Celsius? So it is really quite impossible to reach there. You can see the temperature is just rising high and high and high. So really you can't go there, my dear students. It is quite impossible. But still we are learning about them. We are learning about them with the help of what? With the help of seismology that I discussed in our previous class, and we have discussed. So that is the thing, my dear students, we have discussed in our previous class also. So let us move ahead. That the temperature over here is lying between 5000 to 6000 degrees Celsius. Now there is a question. The question is that why is the inner core solid? Because as we know, because of high temperature, the temperature is so high, then everything will melt. If you will bring iron and iron at your home, if you will bring it to near 1000 degrees Celsius or 2000 degrees Celsius, then it will melt and it will become liquid. But the question is there, that why the uh, our inner core are solid in spite of this high temperature. Everything should be melted there, no? Everything should be in liquid form. But what is the reason? What is the reason why the inner core is just solid? So let me tell you this reason. The reason is that because of high pressure. Because of high pressure, those liquid materials are extracted and they become what? They become solid. Because we know the inner core is having two things: high temperature as well as high pressure. So because of high temperature, the liquid, the things, the minerals, the metals, nickel and iron are there. They are melting and they are becoming liquid. But because of the high pressure also, those liquid are turning and changing into what? Solid one. The pressure in the inner core, you can read over here, the pressure in the inner core is so high that the materials in the inner core gets solidified because of this particular high pressure, my dear student. So anyone can ask you in this question. You might face it in your genius corner also. You might face it in your examinations also. We have learned a lot about the core. Let us move ahead, and what is written over here, let us see. The innermost layer of the earth, that is the innermost one, that is the core, and it comprises of outer liquid core and as well as inner. And we have seen that it contains of two, inner as well as outer liquid, outer core. The core is made up of heavy materials comprising 15% of the earth's volume. So we have seen mantle comprise of 84% and core comprises of 15%. Then you, if you will add it up, if you will add, then it will become 99%. Then what that remaining 1% is, that is the crust. So we are just living on that 1%, my dear students. We are living that 1% of the earth's volume area. Rest of the 99% of the earth we cannot live. We cannot live in mantle, we cannot live in the core also, because as we have seen, the core is comprised of 15%, you can see over here, and mantle comprised of 84%. 84 plus 15, that is 99%. So only 1% is there, and that is from only 1%. We are living only on just 0.5%. Because of that 1% also, many of the things are inside the hydrosphere, that is the oceans. Oceans are also there. Oceans are also included in that 1%, that is above the lithosphere. So we are having just small space for living in this particular earth. We cannot live in that 99%. So the core is having a radius of around 3500 kilometer. Now you can see 3500 kilometer, that is the radius of the core. It is mainly made up of two minerals that I discussed already, nickel and iron, and we call it as knife also, so that you can remember. The central core has a very high temperature, the inner core, that ranges from 5000 to 6000 degrees centigrade Celsius, and including high pressure also. And that is the zone also which is responsible for Earth's magnetism, that is Earth gravitational force also. That is the region, that is the place which is responsible for Earth's magnetism also, my dear students. So here is the comparison, my dear student, and you should all take the screenshot of this comparison. That is quite important. Take the screenshot. Location, on the basis of location we are going to compare it. Uppermost layer है ना, crust के बारे में क्या है, uppermost layer of the earth है. Mantle क्या है, that is below the crust, और core क्या है, that is below the mantle. That is the comparison between these three layers. According to area, on the basis of area, the crust is 35 kilometer on the continental mass we have gone through, and 5 kilometer on the ocean floors. Mantle क्या है, that is 2900 kilometer below the crust. और कोर में अगर हम लोग देखते हैं, then that is the radius of the core we have seen 3500 kilometer. Now let us see according to the temperature. Crust का temperature क्या है, where we are living, lithosphere में 30 degree to 1100 degrees Celsius. But in mantle 1000 degrees Celsius to 3700, that is 3700, quite impossible to survive. And in the core we have seen 4400 degrees Celsius to 6000 degrees Celsius, that is around 5000 to 6000. And the crust is made up of silica and alumina, that is, it is also known as Sial. Mantle is made up of silica and magnesium, that is, they are known as Sima. And core is made up of nickel and iron, they are known as knife. Ni for nickel and ferrous, Fe for iron is it is there, so Fe for iron, so knife. So you will have to remember Sial, Sima and knife, so then you will never be confused. You will never be confused about the materials which have been made, the three layers of our earth are made up of. So remember the name Sial, Sima and knife, my dear students. Okay, let us move to our next topic. Oh, that is an interesting fact. Yes, that is a fact. That is really a fact. Man has been able to travel long distances in space, and we have landed to the moon. That is quite good. We have landed to the moon. We have traveled a lot, but we have not been able to go much deep below our feet. हम लोग अपने पैर के नीचे, जमीन के नीचे नहीं जा पाए, लेकिन हम लोग आसमान में तो चले गए. We have reached to the space, we have reached to the moon, but we are not able to reach to the इंटीरियर ऑफ द अर्थ बिलो आवर फीट, जो जमीन जो हमारे पैर के नीचे है, बहुत करीब है, हम लोग वहां नहीं जा पाए, बट हम लोग स्पेस तक पहुंच चुके हैं। क्या रीजन है? हम लोगों ने देखा, वी हैव सीन दैट इवन द डीपेस्ट माइन इन द वर्ल्ड इन साउथ अफ्रीका, दैट इज नॉट डीपर देन 6 किलोमीटर। तो 6 किलोमीटर से ज्यादा हम लोग नीचे नहीं जा पाए, वी कैन नॉट गो, बिकॉज द ओनली रीजन इज दैट बिकॉज ऑफ द टेम्परेचर, द टेम्परेचर इज देयर, इट इज इम्पॉसिबल टू रीच टू द सेंटर ऑफ द अर्थ। अगर आपको अर्थ का सेंटर में जाना होगा, देन यू विल हैव टू डिग ऑलमोस्ट 6750 किलोमीटर, यू विल हैव टू डिग फ्रॉम द कॉन्टिनेंटल क्रस्ट। कॉन्टिनेंटल क्रस्ट से आपको शुरू करना होगा, 6750 किलोमीटर नीचे जाना होगा, then only you will reach to the center of the earth. And really it is quite impossible because the temperature there in the core lies around 6000 degrees centigrade, hai na? So this is an interesting fact, my dear students. Hope that you have liked the video, and we will meet again in our next video release of the tutorial. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the information of the next release of the tutorial. Please share it with your friends and others also. Thank you for the time being. Take care. Stay at home. Bye bye. Take care. A very good morning to all of you, my dear friends. This is Shafiq Ahmed, and you are all welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, Let's Learn Together. So you're all welcome back to the class once again, my dear students. And our next topic is what we are going to start with one fact, and that fact is that whether you know it or not, what is coming in front of your screen, the crust forms only 1% of the volume of the earth. That is the crust, and above the crust is the mantle, and that is the major part. It contains 84% of the volume of the earth. 84%, huge margin, my dear students. And the rest 15% that makes up the inner and the outer core together, 15%. So 1% of the volume of the earth is crust where where we are living. So you can understand, my students, just we are just living only on 1% of the volume of the earth. Rest of the 84% are mantle, and 15% is making up the core. So that is the huge margin that we are missing out. That 99% we are missing out, my dear students. As you can see over there in the image, that is quite amazing. The radius of the earth is what? 6371 kilometers. So the radius of the earth, as we know, that is in the screen also, that's it is 6371 kilometer. So if you will double it, you can get the diameter of the earth, and you can get the volume as well as the area of the earth also. So we will have to just double the radius, and you will get diameter, and you know the formula. Rest of you can do. So the radius of the earth is what? 6371 kilometer. That you will have to remember, my students, that what is the radius of the earth. If someone asks you, then you will have to say. Next is what? Geology is the study of the earth's structure. Means the person who used to study about the structure of the earth, that is about crust, mantle, core, its interior, about the rocks, about the minerals. The study is known as geology, and the person who study all about these, they are known as geologists. So geologists are also the scientists who study about the formation as well as the composition of the earth. Means what is earth made up of, and how the earth has been made up by the Almighty. The study of these things are done by the geologist. They are the scientists. So if someone will ask you about geology, then you will have to say that geology is the study of the earth. And if when someone will ask you about the geologist, then geologists are the scientists who study about the formation and the composition of the earth, my dear students. Now let us move to our next topic, that is rocks and minerals, and that is quite impressive, my dear students. Quite impressive. Rocks. So first of all is we'll have to go get through what are rocks and what are its different types of rock. The earth crust is made up of many types of rocks. हम लोगों का जो crust है, जहाँ पर हम लोगों का lithosphere है, that is it is made up of various types of rocks. Our crust means the lithosphere also. So what is a rock if someone asks you, or what is the natural mass of all these things if someone asks you the definition of rock? So what you will have to say that any natural mass of mineral matter that makes up the earth crust is called a rock. Now there are few words, my dear students, over here. That natural is what? Okay, that natural means that has been given us by the nature, by the Almighty, that is natural. And next one is what? Mass of mineral matter. You will have to understand mass of mineral matter. Now mass is what? Mass is a large body of matter. We all know that everything in the earth is made up of matter. So matter का एक बहुत बड़ा large body को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? Mass बोलते हैं. Mass is a large body of matter with no definite shape. We all know rock does not have any definite shape. Rock का भी एक definite shape नहीं होता है. So mass is a large body of matter with no definite shape. And rock क्या है? Rock is a mass of mineral matter. अब minerals क्या है? Minerals are also naturally occurring chemical substances. है ना, केमिकल सब्सटेंसेस. ये बहुत सारे केमिकल्स जो हमारे अर्थ में पाए जाते हैं, these are the minerals and they are also naturally, है ना, occurring in the earth. So mass of mineral matter. Now matter, we all know that matter is a substance that has inertia and that occupies some space and that has some mass. So rock is what? Rock is a mass of mineral matter which occupies some space, which has some weight also, which has some mass also. And it is all natural. We do not make rocks. The nature may give us the rocks. So now rock is what? Rock is natural. And it is made up of what? Many different minerals and matters. That is all we have to know, my dear students. And there is one word, inertia. Inertia is also there in the definition of rock that you can see over here. A property of matter by which it continues in its existing state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line. Means if something is in the position of rest, then it will be at rest position. Suppose my laptop, I am keeping it on the bed, then it will be on the bed until and unless I move it. It will be in the position of rest only. And if someone is moving, then it will keep on moving unless and until someone stop that particular thing. That is known as inertia. So my dear students, so there is a need of external force if you want to move a particular thing from its position. Either it is moving or it is at particular position keeping intact. So that is known as inertia. That is, it is one of the property of all the matters on the earth, that it will keep on moving if it is moving, and if it is on the bed, lying on the bed, and if it will be on the bed lying for the whole life if someone not move it, if some external force is not used. So rock is something like that. Rock will also be at the same place and it will lie at the same place if you do not move it from here one place to another place by using some external force. Now let us move ahead. Rocks can be of very different color, different size and different texture. Texture means बनावट, रचना ना. वो हमारे रॉक्स जो हैं वो बहुत सारे कलर्स के हो सकते हैं, साइज के हो सकते हैं और उनका बनावट अलग अलग हो सकता है. They might be made up of different several materials and minerals, है ना. They can be of different things. Rocks are formed of single mineral or a combination of minerals. बहुत सारे मिनरल्स मिलके भी बन सकते हैं और रॉक्स कैन बी मेड फ्रॉम वन सिंगल मिनरल ऑल्सो. और मिनरल क्या है? मिनरल्स आर नेचुरली अकरिंग chemical substances, chemical things which are making up the rocks. So बहुत सारे minerals मिलके भी एक rock बन सकता है and rocks can also be formed from single mineral also. Now rocks may be of various types and may be formed in different ways also. रॉक्स अलग अलग टाइप के हो सकते हैं एंड दे कैन बी फॉर्म्ड इन डिफरेंट मेथड्स, है ना. एक रॉक्स को बनने में कई अलग अलग मेथड हो सकता है. सो वी आर गोइंग टू क्लासिफाई रॉक्स ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ देयर फॉर्मेशन, है ना. वो कैसे कैसे फॉर्म होते हैं वो इसके हिसाब से हम लोग रॉक्स को जो है बांटेंगे, अभी डिवाइड करेंगे. रॉक्स में बी सॉलिड, वी नो, एंड इट कैन बी हार्ड लाइक ग्रेनाइट और मार्बल, है ना. मार्बल तो घर में भी यूज करते हैं हम लोग, ग्रेनाइट भी यूज करते हैं. सो रॉक्स में बी वेरी सॉलिड एंड दैट्स मे बी क्वाइट हार्ड आल्सो. सम रॉक्स आर वेरी सॉफ्ट आल्सो, है ना. बहुत सारे रॉक्स जो है वो बहुत सॉफ्ट भी होते हैं, लाइक ग्रेफाइट. है ना, जिससे और देखेंगे बहुत सारे रॉक्स ऐसे भी होते हैं, बाय यूजिंग देम वी कैन मेक स्टैचूज आल्सो. सो द रॉक्स आर वेरियस types also. They can be hard, they can be soft also. So we will learn one by one about them. And what is next, my dear student? Rocks may be loose materials like sand or silt also. Huh? If you will find the rocks, then you can found it. You can find it in the form of loose material. है ना, छोटे छोटे rocks भी मिलते हैं हम लोगों के. Rocks जरूरी नहीं है कि वो बड़े ही होंगे, बहुत बड़े होंगे. It is not compulsory, my dear students. है ना, rocks can be in loose materials like sand or silt also. They do not have.
If someone is more unmuted, muted, let me unmute.
Okay, so as we have discussed, my dear students, that rocks can be of various types and may be formed in different ways. है ना, the ways of forming the particular rock may be different, that we will learn, and we will classify rock also according to the formation. Rocks may be solid as well as it can be hard also, and it can be soft also, my dear students, because the soft rocks can be changed and can be modified into statues also, that we have to, seen many statues. You might also have been seen that particular statues also. So rocks may be loose materials also, and it is not always that rocks should be big, only big things are rocks. Rocks can be loose materials like sand or silt also, and they might have different chemical composition, है ना, उनके बनावट different हो सकते हैं. They might be make up of different materials also. So that we are going to study, my dear students, one by one. Let us move ahead, and that is one, rocks and minerals. You can see all rocks differ in color, hardness, साइज एज वेल एज टेक्सचर, है ना. सारे रॉक्स के डिफरेंट होते हैं कलर, उसके हार्डनेस, कोई बहुत ज्यादा हार्ड होता है, कोई सॉफ्ट भी हो सकता है, और उनके साइज भी डिफरेंट होते हैं और उनके बनावट भी डिफरेंट होते हैं, है ना. सो रॉक्स आर इन डिफरेंट कलर, हार्डनेस, साइज एज वेल एज टेक्सचर. दे वेरी इन कंपोजिशन, है ना. उनके मिले हुए जो मटेरियल्स उसमें जो मिले हुए थे रॉक्स में, दे कैन बी डिफरेंट वेरी, दे कैन वेरी, एंड देयर फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज आर आल्सो डिफरेंट. Physically they will look in different color, that I told you, in hardness also, size also. So it will look physically different also, different types of rocks. So it is really quite hard to identify about the different types of rocks, that which rock has been made up of which. We will have to test it so that we can get know about the composition of the rocks also. So let us see how many types of rocks are there on the basis of formation. There are three types of rocks. Number one, igneous rocks, and the second one is sedimentary rocks, and the last one is what? Metamorphic rocks. And we will study one by one. Don't be panic. Okay, igneous rocks. Igneous, the word igneous has been derived from the Latin word ignis. Igneous word जो आया है वो एक Latin word से आया, ignis word से. And ignis means what? Fire. Ignis means fire. And the next one is sedimentary rock. Sedimentary, the Latin word is sedimentum, which means settle down. यानी बहुत सारी जब material settle down हो जाते हैं एक जगह पर, then it forms sedimentary rocks also. They are known as sediments also. So the word sedimentary has come from the Latin word sedimentum. We will learn in detail all about the rocks, है ना, one by one, all about each rock. And metamorphic means it comes from the Greek word. That means the Greek word is what? Metamorphose. It means change of form. Means igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks both will change their form, will change their color, hardness, size, texture, and they will become a new rock known as metamorphic rock. So the word metamorphose is from the Greek word, and it means what? Changing of form. So let us start studying one by one from starting, that is igneous rock. First of all, I'm going to show you one very beautiful video, and it will give you a lot of details, my dear students. Let me share you one of the computer sound also, so that you can listen to the audio also along with the video. So let us learn about the igneous rocks. Then I will deal in textual matter also. I will explain you manually also. So let us watch this video for a few minutes about igneous rocks. I'm going to start.
Igneous rocks. Objective: to learn about igneous rocks, their types, and formation. The Earth's crust is made up of different types of rocks. The rocks which make up the maximum volume of the Earth's crust are called igneous rocks. The word igneous has been derived from the Latin word ignis, which means fire. These rocks are associated with volcanic eruptions. Let's study more about igneous rocks and how they are formed. The liquid rock matter that we see coming out from volcanoes is called magma. It is a hot liquid made of melted minerals. When this magma reaches the Earth's surface, it is known as lava. The cooling and the solidification of lava at the Earth's surface result in the formation of extrusive igneous rocks, which are also known as volcanic rocks. Due to rapid cooling, their crystals are fine-grained. However, some of the magma can't come out and settles inside the surface. The magma cools slowly beneath the Earth's surface, as it is completely surrounded by the soil and rock present there. The cooling and the solidification of magma at a depth within the Earth's crust result in the formation of rocks having large crystals, known as intrusive igneous rocks. So we have learned that igneous rocks are of two types: extrusive igneous rocks and intrusive igneous rocks. It is interesting to know that igneous rocks were the first to be formed and are also known as primary rocks. Pumice and obsidian are extrusive igneous rocks. Pumice is used in making lightweight concrete, and obsidian is used in ornaments. Granite and diorite are intrusive igneous rocks. Both are used as building material. To summarize, igneous rocks are of two types: extrusive igneous rocks and intrusive igneous rocks. The cooling and the solidification of lava at the Earth's surface result in the formation of extrusive igneous rocks. They are also known as volcanic rocks. The cooling and the solidification of magma at a depth within the Earth's crust result in the formation of intrusive igneous rocks.
So my dear student, igneous rocks. Igneous, the word igneous has come from the Latin word that is known as ignis, and which means fire. And really, I mean to say that the igneous rock has been made with the help of the fire. And now, how? I am just going to explain you the things. We all know that inside our Earth, the temperature is around, we have seen in the core, the temperature is around 5,000 to 6,000 degrees Celsius also. And in the mantle, it ranges around 4,000 degrees Celsius. And in the below the crust, it ranges also around, that is in the mantle, 4,000 degrees Celsius. And in the crust also, somewhere it is 50 degree. And beneath the earth, that is inside the earth, it is almost, my dear students, wait a minute, it is almost around 1100 degrees Celsius also beneath the earth. So because of this huge temperature beneath the earth, so whatever the things are there, like many materials, many minerals, they are just turning into liquid. They are just turning and they are just melting. and those things which are just getting inside melt, those who are melting, which are melting inside the earth, these materials, those liquid materials are known as magma. And when those magma, this magma, what it tries to come out on the surface of the earth. But when this magma cannot come out to the surface of the earth, they remain inside, and then those particular hot materials and those moving hot materials just used to cool down inside the earth only. But when it comes out, when those hot molten materials comes out over the surface of the earth, they are known as lava. But when they cannot come out, they are known as magma. When they come out on the surface of the earth, they are known as lava. So they are very hot, they are very molten materials and hot, they are very hot when they come outside the surface of the earth. So by getting the in the mixture of the earth atmosphere, when it comes into contact with the atmosphere of the earth, those hot lava, it start cooling down, and it cools very rapidly. And when it cool downs, that you might have seen in the video also, my dear students, it becomes rocks. And these igneous rocks are the primary rocks, means that is the first formation of the rocks that we get from in our earth. That is why they are known as primary rocks also, because they are the first to be made. So the rocks which lie inside, which in the magma which lie inside, which cannot come out, which cannot come out, they cool inside, and they also inside also they used to form rocks. Such rocks are known as intrusive, which are formed inside the earth, which the magma, when it can't come down on the surface of the earth, out of the surface of the earth on the surface, then it remains inside and it cool downs, and when it cool downs, it again become rocks. So those type of rocks which cool down inside the earth, because they cannot find a place to come out, so they formed into rocks, and they are known as intrusive rocks. But when those hot molten magma comes out of the surface of the earth and it cool downs and it become rocks, those type of rocks are known as extrusive rocks, my dear students. So there are two type of igneous rocks, extrusive and intrusive. Let me tell you, lava is what? Lava is actually, we are discussing extrusive igneous rocks. Lava is actually what? Fiery. Fiery means आग से बना हुआ, fire, made of fire. Lava is actually fiery red molten magma. Red color का होता है, और वो molten यानी कि पिघला हुआ होता है, and it is known as magma. So lava is what? It is actually fiery यानी आग से बना हुआ red molten magma coming out from the interior of the earth, है ना? Earth के अंदर से वो कहाँ आ जाता है? On the surface of the earth. So this lava comes out with this, actually when it lies inside, its name is magma, but when it comes out, it is known as lava. So this lava is just coming on the surface of the earth, and it rapidly cools down and becomes solid. और वो ठंडा होने के बाद क्या बनता है? Solid बन जाता है. And this solid piece is known as rock. And thus the rocks which are formed in this way, they are known as extrusive igneous rocks, such as example pumice and obsidian rocks. And you might have seen in the video also that pumice we can use it in for making of some materials, and obsidian rocks are used in jewelries also, that you have seen, and the women are used to make jewelries, and see this type of extrusive igneous can be used there. They have very fine grain structure. इनका structure जो होता है वो बहुत fine होता है, यानी छोटे छोटे दाना होते हैं इनके. Let me show you. One of the example is basalt. Basalt is one of the example, my dear students. Let me show you there photograph image of that particular basalt. This is the image. You can see this is basalt rock, and it is extrusive igneous rock. और इसको आप गौर से देखेंगे तो आप इसमें देखेंगे छोटा छोटा दाना होता है ना? That is fine. That is fine structure, and this is known as the fine structure. And this is the basalt rock, which is extrusive igneous rock, my dear students. And let me show you. Actually, this type of rocks are found in the Deccan Plateau. We find it a lot in the Deccan Plateau, my dear students. This type of rocks we will find. And let me show you, where is the Deccan Plateau, my dear students. Let me show you. This is one of the image from the Deccan Plateau. And this Deccan Plateau, let me show you in the maps also. There is a map I am going to show you. This is the map of India. and you can see over here Deccan Plateau is there, and it is making like, you can see that it is making like a triangle. Let me show you with the help of my cursor also, my dear students. Let me show you with the help of my cursor. Where is it? Yeah, I found it. You can see over here with me that it is forming like a triangle over there. Deccan Plateau is this. You can see this blue line. You can see this blue line, and this blue line you can see over here. It is crossing many states. बहुत सारी states को होते हुए ये जा रहा है. It is crossing almost 7 states, my dear student. This Deccan Plateau, and this Deccan Plateau is made up of full what? Which type of rock? Extrusive igneous rocks. That's all my details about the extrusive igneous rocks. My detail about the detail of extrusive igneous rocks, my dear students. So these are such rocks when the magma comes out on the surface of the earth and it cools down and it becomes solid and it forms rock. These rocks are extrusive igneous rocks. You will have to remember the name of the few examples of extrusive igneous rocks also. So what are the examples? Pumice, obsidian, and the basalt rock are the examples of extrusive igneous rocks, my dear students. And let me come to discuss igneous rock. You can see over here this basalt rock. I have covered it in the slide also. You can see over here, this is one of the extrusive igneous rock, and you can see over here Deccan Plateau over here is also in the slide, and that is the map that I showed you, my dear students. And here is a few details also about the Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateau is one of the largest plateau in India, and it is in western and the southern India, and it rises up to 100 meters. That is actually around 330 feet. You can see over here 330 feet in the north, and to more than 1000 meters to 3300 feet in the south also. And it forms around a triangle, like a triangle shape, and that I showed you over here also, that is formed like a triangle. And it extends over 8 Indian states. और कितने states को cover करता है? 8 Indian states को, including part of Telangana. Maharashtra is also there, my dear students, है ना? You can see Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. तो ये Deccan Plateau यहाँ से यहाँ तक फैले हुए हैं. Now let us move to our next topic. That is igneous rocks, intrusive igneous rock. That is our next topic. Is what? Intrusive one. And what is there in the intrusive rocks? Let me show you. Sometimes the molten magma cools down inside the earth crust. It cannot come out. उसको जगह नहीं मिलता है magma को, hot molten magma को, वो तो अंदर ही रह जाता है, वो बाहर नहीं निकल पाता है, because it does not get space. So thus those rocks also cool down inside and they become solid and it become rock. और अंदर ही अंदर वो क्या बनते हैं? रॉक्स बन जाते हैं. एंड दीज रॉक्स आर नोन एज इंट्रूसिव इग्नियस रॉक्स. एग्जांपल क्या है? ग्रेनाइट एंड डायराइट रॉक्स. ये दोनों ही ग्रेनाइट और डायराइट रॉक्स का क्या यूजेस है? इट इज यूज्ड टू मेड अप मेक आवर बिल्डिंग्स, है ना? बिल्डिंग्स, रोड्स, ये सब बनते हैं इससे ग्रेनाइट और डायराइट रॉक से. ज्यादातर लोग बिल्डिंग्स बनाते हैं, स्ट्रक्चर्स बनाते हैं बहुत बड़े बड़े. So intrusive igneous rocks are also very important, and you can see they cool down slowly. और धीरे धीरे क्योंकि वो कूल डाउन होते हैं अर्थ के नीचे में, बिलो द अर्थ, बिलो इनसाइड आवर अर्थ, सो इट फॉर्म्स लार्ज ग्रेन्स. और इसके दाने जो होते हैं बहुत बड़े बड़े होते हैं. लेट मी शो यू दैट आल्सो, कि इसके दाने जो वो कैसे बड़े होते हैं. लेट मी शो यू दैट लार्ज ग्रेन्स आल्सो. यू कैन सी ओवर हियर, माय डियर स्टूडेंट. आप देख सकते हैं इनके जो दाने हैं वो बड़े बड़े हैं. ग्रेनाइट और गैब्रो इज आल्सो वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल ऑफ इंट्रूसिव इग्नियस रॉक. आप देख सकते हैं इसके जो ग्रेनाइट है ना, इसके जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो थोड़े बड़े बड़े हैं. Let us move next. Granite is an example of such a rock. Let me show you that granite also, my dear student. You can see over here, granite is an example of extrusive igneous rocks. और इसके structures को आप गौर से देखेंगे मेरे students, my dear students, then you will see over there that this granite rock is having large. What large? It is having a large that structure, like type of structure, holes are large over there. और ये ग्रेनाइट से क्या बनाते हैं? ग्रिंडिंग स्टोन्स और ऑल्सो हम लोग बना सकते हैं इसकी मदद से. Sometimes this molten magma cools down and it's known as intrusive igneous rocks. When they become rocks, they form large grains. इनके grains जो है ना, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया है, इसके grains जो है वो थोड़े थोड़े बड़े होते हैं. And granite is an example of such intrusive rocks. ग्रिंडिंग स्टोन्स, यू कैन सी, यूज्ड टू प्रिपेयर पेस्ट पाउडर. ग्रिंडिंग स्टोन्स आपने देखा है मम्मी जब वो मसाला पीसती है ना, एक सील जैसा होता है, उसमें मसाला जिसमें पीसती है मम्मी हाथों से, या पापा भी कभी करते होंगे. सो दोस आर नोन एज ग्रिंडिंग स्टोन्स. और ये ग्रिंडिंग स्टोन्स क्या चीज का एग्जांपल है? इंट्रूसिव इग्नियस रॉक्स का. और ग्रिंडिंग स्टोन का क्या यूज करते हैं हम लोग? टू मेक पेस्ट या पाउडर बनाते हैं, कोई स्पाइसेस का मसाला वगैरह पीसती है मम्मी, है ना. सो दीज आर द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ इंट्रूसिव इग्नियस रॉक्स. लेट मी शो यू मोर एग्जांपल्स माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स. ग्रिंडिंग स्टोन्स दिखा भी देते हैं आपको. चलिए ग्रिंडिंग स्टोन्स आप देख भी लीजिए. ये दिखा है, आपके घर में होता भी है, बहुत सारे बच्चों के घर में होगा ये ग्रिंडिंग स्टोन, है ना. मसाले पीसने के लिए मम्मी लाती है. सो ये कौन सा रॉक है? इट इज इंट्रूसिव इग्नियस रॉक. ओके, याद रखना आप लोग. ग्रेन्स आर मेड ऑफ ग्रेनाइट. ग्रेन्स भी है जो वो ग्रेनाइट से बनते हैं. लेट मी शो यू दिस वन, है ना. इनके ग्रेन्स देखेंगे, ग्रेनाइट स्टोन है ना. ओके, इंट्रूसिव इग्नियस रॉक जरा हम लोग फोटो में भी देख लेते हैं. ग्रेनाइट है, गैब्रो है. एग्जांपल्स, इसके एग्जांपल्स भी याद करें आप लोग, है ना. दैट आई आल्सो डिस्कस विथ यू माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स. ग्रिंडिंग स्टोन यू कैन सी ओवर हियर. दिस इज आल्सो इंट्रूसिव इग्नियस रॉक and this is also intrusive igneous rock, granite. So I think that's all my dear students for this class today, and we will continue in our next class, and more we will learn in our next class. That's all. Thank you my dear students. Now I am going to hope that you have liked the video, and we will meet again in our next video release of the tutorial. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the information of the next release of the tutorial. Please share it with your friends and others also. Thank you for the time being. Take care. Stay at home. Bye bye. Take care. What really happened in sedimentary rocks? We all know that this type of rocks are mostly found on the surface of the earth. Okay, so the rocks are in contact with wind, water, running water, or even the glaciers also. They are in contact with this wind. Sometime wind, you know that it is a fast blowing air. It may blow very fast, that wind. So wind used to carry those particular small rocks and carry it from one place to another place. Suppose there was an example in the video also, that if you will drop a particular small stone in the glass of water, that what will happen? It will settle down at the bottom. So sedimentary rocks are formed from those settling materials, the materials which have been settled down deep inside the water, oceans or rivers or whatever place. Even the running water used to carry those small bits of rocks from one place to another place. So rocks, what they used to do, they roll down, they crack on the way, है ना. वो जब roll down होते हैं, crack हो जाते हैं, and they hit each other, and they are broken down into small fragments. और वो छोटे-छोटे fragments में change हो जाते हैं. Because of what? Because of this wind or running water. ये सब की वजह से ये क्या हो जाते हैं? They used to crack, they used to roll down. So these are the things that goes with this type of sedimentary rocks. और आगे देखते हैं. Let us see, move ahead. Temperature changes also wear down the rocks. Temperature के change होने से क्या होता है? Also the rocks which are present on the surface of the earth, they used to wear down. Wear down मतलब वो उसमें दरार आ जाती है. Like earth, when earthquake happens, when it comes earthquakes, then your buildings or the houses or the wall of your room used to have a crack, है ना, because of the earthquake. So like that, temperature also present, or temperature also bring that cracks in the rocks also. That is known as wear down on the rocks. It breaks them also. Temperature is to break them also into smaller pieces or particles. That is known as sediments, my dear student. Known as sediments. Let me show you the photograph of these sediments. Rocks कैसे छोटे-छोटे टुकड़े में change हो जाता है. Let me show you with the help of one photograph. That is sediments. You can see over here. These are known as sediments. ये छोटे-छोटे जो टुकड़े हैं, these are known as the sediments, my dear students. Now let's come back to our topic. That temperature also change the rock and break it down into smaller pieces. Now these fragments, these small fragments of rock particles are carried away. अब ये जब छोटे-छोटे टुकड़े में change हो जाते हैं, they used to carry away with the help of wind or the river or the glaciers. और वो carry होके कहाँ पर deposit हो जाते हैं? They are deposited in lakes, seabeds, and seabeds means beneath the sea, and the ocean floors, और ocean के floor में नीचे में जाके वो क्या हो जाते हैं? Deposit हो जाते हैं. This type of fragments, जो छोटे-छोटे टुकड़े जो बन जाते हैं, sediments हो जाते हैं. These loose sediments are compressed and hardened क्या होता है, ये सुकड़ना शुरू हो जाते हैं, सुकड़ जाते हैं, कंप्रेस हो जाते हैं, एंड हार्डेंड, और धीरे धीरे वो हार्ड होना शुरू हो जाते हैं. बट इट टेक थाउजेंड्स ऑफ इयर्स, ये एक दो दिन में नहीं होता. इट टेक्स थाउजेंड्स ऑफ इयर्स फॉर दिस थिंग्स टू दैट सी दिस पर्टिकुलर फ्रैगमेंट्स ऑफ रॉक्स, है ना, जो छोटे छोटे रॉक्स से वो बड़े रॉक्स हो जाते हैं और वो कंप्रेस हो जाते हैं. इट टेक्स थाउजेंड्स ऑफ इयर्स. इवन मैनी एनिमल्स, है ना, इन द वाटर आल्सो दे डाई, मर जाते हैं, एंड देयर बॉडीज यूज्ड टू change into sedimentary rocks in thousands of years. Their bodies are mixed with the soil, with the clay, or even in the forest also you will find this type of sedimentary rock, because in the forest also in many places the animals used to die and they used to mix with the soil. Their bodies are their dead bodies used to mix with the soil, and then those soil, after getting compression, after getting compressed, and they used to become hard and hardest, and then it changed into rocks. तो ये इतना जल्दी नहीं होता. It takes a lot of time. These rocks formed in this manner, the rocks formed in this manner are known as sedimentary rocks. Now let me show you, sedimentary rocks also contain fossils. अब sedimentary rocks में fossils होते हैं. अब ये fossils क्या है? Let me show you with the help of the link available there. Let me show you about fossils. Yeah, you can read out. आप पढ़ सकते हैं. फॉसिल्स क्या होता है? फॉसिल्स आर द रिमेन्स ऑफ द डेड प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल्स, है ना. डेड प्लांट्स भी जब डेड हो जाते हैं, दे यूज्ड टू फॉल डाउन ऑन द ग्राउंड, एंड देन द ब्रांचेस, द लीव्स व्हिच हैव डेड आर मिक्स्ड विद द सॉइल, है ना, एंड देन इन थाउजेंड्स ऑफ इयर्स और हंड्रेड ऑफ इयर्स इट चेंज इनटू लेयर्स ऑफ रॉक्स. So these dead bodies of plants and animals which change into rock, they are known as fossils, है ना. They are known as fossils which used to mix up with the soil. These are known as fossils. So not only plants, animals, और बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म, बैक्टीरिया भी होते हैं जो मरने के बाद क्या हो जाते हैं, सॉइल के साथ मिक्स हो जाते हैं. दिस मिक्सचर इज नोन एज fossils. What you call this mixture? This mixture is known as fossils, my dear students. Let us move ahead. अच्छा, सेडिमेंट्री रॉक्स का एक इमेज भी देख लेते हैं. यू कैन सी सेडिमेंट्री रॉक से इस टाइप का रॉक होता है सेडिमेंट्री रॉक्स, है ना. this photograph is also available in your book also. ये sedimentary rocks है, ये धीरे धीरे करके thousands of years में बनता है, एक दिन में नहीं होता. Now let us continue to our sedimentary rocks. When the sediments are deposited, animals, plants and microorganisms get trapped within the layers. क्या हो जाता है, sediments जब deposit होते हैं तो उसके साथ साथ animals, plants और animals, organisms, बहुत छोटे छोटे organisms सारे जो है फंस जाते हैं. आप कह सकते हैं they are trapped in the layers, and these are known as fossils. They are preserved as fossils. This is a unique characteristic of sedimentary rock and is very useful in the study of the past. और ये sedimentary rocks, we have studied in the previous chapter also about that. In the first chapter of history, you might have learned in your grade 6 first chapter of history, that how do we come to know that a particular thing is, how much old is that particular thing. So that sedimentary rock also help us to know about the past also, कि पिछले पहले जमाने में कितने कितने एनिमल्स मिले हुए हैं. We can come to know with the help of carbon dating method. You can see one of the, that is the photograph of the metamorphic rocks. So I don't know, animals which are trapped within the sediments, they change into coal and petroleum. देखो, dead plants or dead animals के वजह से we get the coals also. Coal, है ना, that many of the villages, the people of the villages are using, है ना, coal as a fuel also. So this coal has come from what? That is the the bodies of the dead plants and animals that have been trapped and mixed in the soil with many organisms, microorganisms over thousands of years, and then it becomes or change into coal. That is, coal is a sedimentary rock. Even we get petroleum over long geological periods. So these are known as fossil fuels, because coal is the mixture of dead plants of bodies of the dead plants and animals. So that is known as fuel. We also know that that is known as fossil, the mixture of the bodies of the dead plants and animals. And if you are using those fossil as fuel to burn and cook food, then it's known as fossil fuels. Few examples are of sedimentary rocks are sandstone made of grains of sand, as well as shale are examples of mechanically formed sedimentary rocks. Sometimes you will see in the river or in the oceans that due to the hot, due to the warm, due to the rays of the sun, the water of the oceans or the rivers, they used to evaporate, and when it goes up evaporate, it carries with them that salt which are also mixed in the water of the ocean. So when the water will be evaporated, the remainings, many of the remains such as the source, those salt and other mixture which remains in the ocean, after getting evaporated, the water gets evaporated, and whatever the remaining is left out, those particular materials transform into rocks after thousands of years, or 500 or 600 years. They also used to change into rocks. So these type of rocks which are formed with the help of evaporation of the seas in the seas, they are known as mechanically formed sedimentary rocks also. And the rocks which are formed due to the dead plants and animals, they are known as organic and organically formed sedimentary rocks. क्या एग्जाम्पल है हमारे पास में? लाइमस्टोन में भी केमिकली फॉर्म बाय सेटलिंग डाउन ऑफ कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट. कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट इज आल्सो अनदर नेम ऑफ सॉल्ट. तो सॉल्ट को चेंज होके क्या बन जाता है? वो लाइमस्टोन. दैट इज आल्सो वन टाइप ऑफ स्टोन, दैट इज रॉक, सेडिमेंटरी रॉक. And limestone can be also formed from the organic deposit. Organic means what? The dead plants, the dead animals, and the animals and the plants which have died over there, and their bodies are mixed. So it also form limestone over there. Sedimentary rocks contain various valuable minerals also. बहुत सारे उसके पास minerals भी होते हैं sedimentary rocks में, such as iron ore, manganese, bauxite. These are the examples of the minerals which are available in sedimentary rocks. Rocks के अंदर होते हैं ये सारी चीजें. Sandstone, limestone का यूज क्या है? They are used in building materials. They provide us with fossils, और हम लोग कभी-कभी उसको इंडस्ट्रीज में भी इस्तेमाल करते हैं as materials. Sandstones को और limestone को बहुत सारे other products बनाने के लिए in industries we also use these things. So let us move to our next topic, that is metamorphic rock. But before moving to the topic, hope that you have liked the video, and we will meet again in our next video release of the tutorial. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the information of the next release of the tutorial. Please share it with your friends and others also. Thank you for the time being. Take care, stay at home. A very good morning to all of you, my dear friends. This is Shafiq Ahmed, and you are all welcome to your favorite YouTube channel. Let's learn together. So my student, metamorphic rocks are formed because of the high temperature and pressure which is beneath the earth. अर्थ के नीचे बहुत सारे हाई प्रेशर है, आपको पता है प्रेशर भी है और हीट भी है. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस हाई प्रेशर एंड मोर हीट, एंड इवन यू कैन फाइंड हाई टेम्परेचर above the earth also, on the atmosphere also. We also are feeling 50 degree 60 degree many times, है ना. So these changes, sometime it rains, कभी कभी ये क्या हो जाता है, अचानक रेन हो जाता है, बारिश हो जाता है. So this change of temperature, what it will do, it will create cracks in the rocks. Even it cracks in the buildings also. और ये सारे cracks को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? Cleavage. We call it cleavage, my dear student. So metamorphic rocks are found with those cleavage. Because of those cleavage, those rocks are broken once again and they mix with other rocks. और ये rocks क्योंकि weather condition की वजह से, pressure और heat की वजह से change हो जाते हैं, crack हो जाते हैं उनके बीच में, तो वो crack होके टूट जाते हैं, and they mix again with the soil or with again igneous rocks or the sedimentary rock. ये partly igneous rocks भी हो सकते हैं और partly sedimentary rocks भी हो सकते हैं. Then it is a mixture. Metamorphic rock is a mixture of a new rock. एक नया rock बन जाता है. Igneous rock or sedimentary rocks, they mix together and they form a new rock because of the high temperature and high pressure beneath the earth as well as above the earth, you know, on the surface of the earth. So because of these weather condition, changes in weather condition, changes in the weather, changes in the temperature, changes in the pressure, because of these a new rock is formed, and that is from that, and that particular new rock will be quite different in structure, in color, in size, in chemical properties. It will be quite different and it will be a new rock. ये बिल्कुल एक नया rock बन जाता है. सेडिमेंट्री और इग्नियस रॉक क्या हो जाते हैं? टूट जाते हैं. किसकी वजह से? प्रेशर और हीट की वजह से और एक्सटर्नल कंडीशन, वेदरिंग रॉक्स की वजह से. एंड दिस ब्रिंग्स अबाउट व्हाट? दैट इट ब्रिंग्स अबाउट क्रैक इन द रॉक. And because of that particular crack, the rocks again broken down into smaller pieces, and then again it mixed with other different type of chemical substances which are available in the channel, as well as it mix up. So that's create a new formation, that's create a new type of rock among that one. So that the new rock is quite different in sedimentary, in structure, as well as it is quite different in size and color also, and its chemical properties will be quite interesting and changing also. So that particular new rock is known as metamorphic rocks, my dear students. These rocks are very, very hard also. You can see, for example, clay or shell changes. into slate. The clay as well as shell, it changes into slate, a different type of rock. Limestone changes into marble, and you can see granite can change into gneiss. Sandstone changes into quartzites. These are the different examples, my dear students, where you will have to find it out. Coal changes into graphite, and that graphite you are using in your pencil also, for writing work. So coal changes into graphite, sand changes into quartzite, granite changes into gneiss. These are the examples of metamorphic rocks. Because of this formation, a new type of rock is formed, and that new type of rock is quite changes, and it is a really new rock, and it can be a mixture of what, igneous as well as sedimentary rocks. And this type of metamorphic rocks can be found throughout the earth, and throughout the crust of the earth. It can be found everywhere. You can't say that it will be found in any particular position only. Okay, then my dear students, once again I am going to cycle, my dear students. Now I am going to explain you also in detail that what is it really. Let me bring that image back, so that I can show you that how the rock cycle is going on. Let me show you with the help of this image, first image. Yeah, over here. That is the first image you can see over here. Now I'm going to zoom it out. The first formation, as we know, that igneous rock is also the primary rock, and that really formed, that is the first one, that igneous rocks is formed with the help of magma. And when the magma comes out of the surface, on the surface of the earth, it becomes extrusive igneous rocks. Now these igneous rocks, because of wind and rain that I showed you, because of weathering condition also, these igneous rocks are transported from one place to another. You can see, let me show you with my marker also. Over here, let me show you. Yeah, from here you can see over here, my students, magma is coming out on the surface of the earth, and it is changing into rock by cooling down. When it comes on the surface of the earth, those magma becomes lava, and lava is to cool down, and those cooling down of rocks becomes known as igneous rock, that is extrusive igneous rock. Now because these igneous rocks are carried away because of wind and rain, and high blow of the rain also. So these are carried on, transported, deposited, and it is known as sediments. When it is deposited to other places into small fragments, they are known as sediments. And afterward, lithification, that is the process. It takes a lot of years to become sedimentary rocks. Those sediments are changed into sedimentary rocks. Now again, these sedimentary rocks, due to metamorphism, and it goes also inside the earth also, and it because of the heat and pressure of the earth, inside the earth, over the earth also, these sedimentary rocks can also change into different new rock that we have just studied about the metamorphic rock. So these sedimentary rocks as well as igneous rocks can take a new form and change into a new rock known as metamorphic rock. Now these metamorphic rocks, when it reaches to the inside of the earth, it again melts down, because there is a heat and pressure always there inside the earth also. Then metamorphic rocks is again changing into magma, and you know that when magma again comes out on the surface of the earth, it again, after cooling down, it will again become what, igneous rocks. And the process goes on like this one, in a cyclic manner. And this cyclic manner of formation of the different form of rocks from one rock to another is known as rock cycle. My dear students, let me show you with the help of another image. There is one more image here. You can see over here, this magma is changing into igneous rock. Over here you can see an igneous rocks changing into sediments because of the wind and the rain, as well as the evaporation of water also. So igneous rock is changing into sediments, and this sediments is changing into sedimentary rock. Over here, it takes a lot of years, thousands of years also it can take to change into sedimentary rock. And now sedimentary rocks, due to heat and pressure of the earth, it can have cracks on these particular sedimentary rocks, and those cracks can break it down. Those broken rocks are again changed into metamorphic rock, and that metamorphic rock might be a very new one in the physical structure, in the chemical composition, as well as size also and color also. This metamorphic rock will again, when it will reach beneath the earth, it will go inside the earth, it will melt. Because of what? Why it will melt? It will melt because of high temperature inside the earth, 5,000 to 6,000 degrees centigrade. We learned around 4,400 degrees centigrade it can found in the mantle also, and around 1,100 degrees centigrade Celsius it is also found on the crust also. So these again will become magma, and magma will again become igneous rock. So this cycle goes on throughout the life of the rock. So this cycle is known as rock cycle, my dear students. So that is all about the rock cycle that I told you. Now what are the steps? If someone asked you that what are the steps of the rock cycle, here is it for you. We already know when the molten magma cools, it solidifies, it becomes igneous rock. And molten magma is changing into igneous rock. Igneous rocks are breaking down into small particles and transported to other places known as, and changing into different type of rock known as sedimentary. And both igneous and sedimentary rocks, when it comes in contact with heat and pressure, it breaks down, and it also changes into metamorphic rock. Again, metamorphic rocks, which will again get under heat and pressure, will melt down and will become molten magma. And we all know that magma, when it comes out, it becomes lava, and it cools down and again forming these rocks. So here is the cycle of the rock cycle, my dear students. Now let me ask you a few questions also. Let us continue to our next topic. And what is our next topic? That will be also quite interesting, my dear students. And that is our next topic. Let me move. Why it is not working? Let's hang out. Okay. How are rocks useful to us? Rocks हमारे लिए कैसे इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं? How is it useful? Very good one. And what type of image can you see over here on your screen? That the image of Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal of Agra has been made with the white marble. That is also one of the uses of rock. ये भी एक rock का इस्तेमाल है ना, पत्थर का इस्तेमाल है कि ताज महल जैसा चीज बना है. That is one of the 7 wonders of the world that we are having in our country, India. So Taj Mahal is also one of the example that how rocks can be most useful. है ना, कितना अच्छा इस्तेमाल है rocks का. Let me show you another image. आप देखें और can you identify this image? ये फोटो कहाँ का है? कौन सा इमेज है? Can you identify? Yes, you are right. The image is from the Red Fort of Delhi, and it is made up of, you can see, red sandstone. ये किससे बना है? Red sandstone से बना है ये image. Let me show you that one, है ना? Now अब देखते हैं next image, next photograph क्या है? That will be quite interesting. That is the Fatehpur Sikri near Agra, made of what? Again sandstone. देख सकते हैं आप. It is also made up of sandstone. That is also one of the uses of rocks, my dear students. Now देखो आप ये पहचान रहे हैं? Can you identify this one? This image? Yes, you are right. This is the Dilwara temple of Mount Abu. That is in Rajasthan, and it is also made up of marble. That is also one of the uses of the rocks, my dear student. That is the use of rock. Now let me see whether you can identify the next image or not. Can you identify this image? क्या आप पहचान सकते हैं ये फोटो कहाँ का है? Yes, you are right. That Jaisalmer Fort of Rajasthan. Jaisalmer Fort है ये राजस्थान में. और ये कौन से stone से बना है? It is made up of yellow limestone. Very good. So that is also one of the uses of rocks. अब आप देखें, आपको ये क्या पहचान रहे हैं आप? That is how can you identify this image? ये क्या फोटो देख सकते हैं? Yes, right. You're all right. The rock cut temple of Odisha, made of igneous rocks such as charnosite and granite. चार्नोसाइट और ग्रेनाइट igneous rock से मिलके ये बना है rock. The rock cut temple in Odisha. ओडिशा में ये rock cut temple. और एक rock cut temple तमिलनाडु में भी है. And here is the image. It is also made up of charnosite and granite. That is igneous rock. That is also one of the uses of rock, my dear students. देख रहे हैं आप rock cut temple of Tamil Nadu also. Let me show you more images. Can you identify this one? This is a stone house. The house is made up upon stone. पूरे पत्थर का बना हुआ ये घर है. That is also one of the uses of stone, that we can build our houses also with the help of stone. है ना, पत्थर से भी आप घर बना सकते हैं. And in earlier years, people were living, citizens or most of the human beings were living in stone house only. है ना, पहले जमाने में लोग पत्थर के घरों में रहा करते थे. You can see also one of the uses of stone. पत्थर से रोड भी बनता है ना. The roads can also be built with the help of stones. You can see over here. आप देख सकते हैं image में. Roads are also made up of hard rocks. You can see over here. और देखते हैं और क्या uses है rocks का. Let us see. The hard rocks are used for making roads, house, buildings that I showed you. All type of materials, building materials for paving road, building walls or houses, structures, all comes from rock. जितने भी घर हम लोग बनाते हैं, building बनाते हैं, bridge बनाते हैं, road बनाते हैं, सारे rocks से ही आता है. कोई किसी ना किसी type का rock होता है वो. Limestone sedimentary rock is used mainly in the manufacture of cement. Limestone से क्या बनाते हैं हम लोग? Cement बनाते हैं. We know how important is cement. Shale sedimentary rock है जिससे हम लोग thin beds बनाते हैं ना. We use stone in many games. बहुत सारे games भी खेलते हैं हम लोग stone से, such as पिट्ठू. पिट्ठू game देखा आपने? नहीं देखा है तो दिखा देते हैं आपको पिट्ठू गेम कैसे होता है। ये भी पत्थर से लोग खेलते हैं, बच्चे खेलते हैं अपने बचपन में। पिट्ठू गेम देखा होगा आपने, पत्थर को खड़ा करके ऐसे बॉल से मारते हैं। दिस गेम ने इज नोन एज पिट्ठू गेम। और एक गेम होता है हॉप स्कॉच। हॉप स्कॉच यानी कित कित लड़कियों को देखा होगा आपने खेलते हुए, है ना। ये देख रहे हैं आप, कुछ बच्चे खेल रहे हैं, है ना, लड़के। Hope that you have liked the video, and we will meet again in our next video release of the tutorial. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the information of the next release of the tutorial. Please share it with your friends and others also. Thank you for the time being. Take care. Stay at home. Bye bye.